Hello, in this video I'd like to show you how to conditionally format a cell based on a calculation where you want to test the tolerance of a particular figure. So in this particular case we want to test that the size that we type in just here, this 0.56, is within tolerance of the actual dimension plus or minus the two tolerance levels just here. So what you do first of all is click on the cell that you would like to conditionally format, then come up to conditional formatting and come down to new rule. Then in this set of rules, the one that you want is the one that says use a formula to determine which cells to format. So let's click that one. Then we can choose our colours. So we'll start off with green for within tolerance. So let's have a sort of green background there. And that's what it's going to look like. And in here we need a little formula, a little logical test. So I'm going to put equals, and then we want and, because we want this to be greater than this dimension plus the tolerance, and we want it also to be less than this dimension minus the tolerance. Okay, so both of those tests have to be true, so we use the AND function. So we open a bracket, click into the cell that we're testing, because we want to test that 0.56 in this case, and for this to be within tolerance, that's got to be less than or equal to the actual dimension plus this plus tolerance. Okay, because it's got to be either equal to 0.56 or less than, but it's got to also be, so let's put a comma. Again, we click into the actual figure. It's also got to be greater than or equal to the actual dimension here plus the lower tolerance. Now I've used plus in here because there's a minus over here. Okay, if this was just entered as 0.01, then I would have to minus it off, but by default it's going to minus it anyway because we've put a minus over here. And then we just close the bracket and click OK, and there we have, it's gone green because it is within the tolerance. And if I type something outside of that tolerance, so 0.57 for example, we lose the green. Okay, so now we want to do the other one to make this go red when it's outside the tolerance. So again, make sure you're in the cell, come down to conditional formatting and manage rules. So there's our rule there. So we now want to add a second rule. So let's click new rule. Here's our dialog box again. So we want use formula to determine which cells to format. Let's choose our color. That's easy to forget after you've messed about with a formula. So I'm going to go for maybe a red here with a font that's bold so it really stands out. Click OK. So that's what it's going to look like. Now we need to put our formula in. So this time we do a very similar thing. So it's equals. This time it's going to be red if it's higher than the tolerance or lower than the tolerance. So I'm going to use a function called the OR function. So it's equals OR open bracket, and then we do the same. Click into this cell here because that's the one we're testing. 0.57 is this time greater, and we don't want equals to, it's just greater than the dimension plus the higher tolerance. Okay, so that would go red if it is. We put a comma, and the second one, again, we're testing the 0.57, so it's H3 is less than the dimension plus that minus tolerance. Again, because there's a minus over here, I've got to add it on. Then close the bracket and click OK. Okay, so there's our two conditions. Click OK, and it's now gone red. So now if I type in a tolerance that's within the tolerance, so 0.55666, press enter, should go green because it's within the tolerance. If it's outside the tolerance, so let's put 0.549999. Okay, so that's within the tolerance because it's not quite reached the 0.01, but let's put 0.54. That's within tolerance, isn't it? Because it's just 0.01 less. Now let's put 0.539999, press enter, and it goes red. So green within tolerance, red outside of tolerance. Hope you found that useful. And if you like the video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Thank you.